Wickremesinghe was able to form a government. Then 2004 election, minority government is formed, but gradually it was strengthened by the influx of other members of the parliament to that, including a large number of UNP members and faction of the JVP and the like. So what really happens is, after the parliamentary elections held under this electoral system, namely the proportional representation system, no party can expect to get 2/3 majority. It is not possible. So the root cause of the present problem, if there is a constitutional problem, that is the electoral system. So why not change that? And this executive presidency is a double-edged weapon. Sometimes it may be undesirable, but sometimes it has very, very desirable effects. So, for instance, president under the present executive presidential system is the commander in chief of all the armed forces, and the present president successfully used those powers as the commander in chief of the armed forces to crush the most the powerful terrorist organization of the world, namely the LTTE. So that's a salutary effect of this. So there are some advantages and some disadvantages, but the main problem, if at all, if there is no stability, political stability, that is due to the presence of the undesirable proportional representation system, which is suitable only for parties, only for countries where there are about 7 or 8 main parties, like the Western European countries. Now in this country there are 2 main parties, or rather 2 main alliances, UNP-led alliance and the SLP-led alliance. I mean, you call it a front or alliance, whatever name. There are 2 major parties, except in the northern province and some areas of eastern province, where the communal parties secure some seats, maybe perhaps in hill country where there are voters of Indian descent. But generally about, say, 90% of the voters are either pro-UNP or pro-SLP, or for that matter for the People's Alliance or the UNP-led alliance. Now this presidential election, independent groups as well as some of the political parties, large number of them are supporting the president. Likewise, the United National Party, JVP and few other small parties are supporting the General Fonseca, who is also a party candidate, but that party, no one knows the strength of that party.
So basically, sir, your projection for the upcoming presidential election will be?
Well, projection is when you go through the past election results and the present trends, very easy to predict the outcome, because one has to go through the previous results. Because last time the present president was able to get something like 186,000 votes more than Mr. Wickremesinghe, the UNP candidate. But you must remember, at that time almost all the Tamil voters in the eastern province, say about 95% of them, voted for the defeated candidate. But this time, judging from the provincial council elections of the eastern province, one can safely say that at least half, if you give some allowance to the independent, General Fonseca, at least half of the eastern province Tamil voters will vote for the president.
So basically the outcome is very clear for the upcoming presidential election.
That's not all. Now among the plantation workers, about 98% of them last time voted for Mr. Wickremesinghe. But this time Mr. Thondaman's party as well as Mr. Chandrasekharan's party, who is no more, majority are supporting the present president. And that's not all. Judging from the Jaffna municipal council election results, recently concluded elections, the EPDP has some support in the Jaffna district. So whom are they voting for? The president. So that's not all. About 50 UNP MPs have defected to this government after the last parliamentary election. Now some of them are very, very senior leaders who are having some personal base in their electorates. For instance, Mr. Gamini Lokuge, Mr. Priyadaratna. They have been contesting under the UNP ticket for a number of elections. And whom are those supporters voting this time? So these are the political realities. So it's not that difficult to predict the outcome. As a student of psephology, the election result studies, I can safely predict a victory for the present president.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Jayatis DeCosta sharing his views on the upcoming presidential election. And it's a pleasure having you on today with us, sir. And we'd like to go in for a short break before we come back with more stories from the local arena.
Welcome back. You're watching the news on Rupavahini and we're still on local news. A media briefing organized by the Jataka Hilarume was held in Colombo today. JSU Parliament team leader Venerable Athuraliya Ratanathara said that the Sambandhan faction of the TNA has agreed on lopsided conditions of General Fonseca because they had a mentality similar to terrorism. The Venerable charged that General Fonseca and the UNP had undertaken the contract to resurrect the LTTE, which was crushed a few months ago. He said that the government will not allow any person or group to help revive terrorism in the country. Minister Patali Champika Ranawaka said that the international forces have now formed an anti-national alliance in Sri Lanka. He said that no one will be allowed to merge in the north and east again, which were divided by the Supreme Court ruling, as it would tantamount to betrayal. The minister said that all peace-loving people were with the president and the future policy to further develop the country would be known on January 10th. He said that in a press conference. Mr. Navin Dissanayake flatly rejected the rumors spreading about his crossover to the opposition. He said that all rumors are baseless and without foundation. He made this disclosure at a media briefing held in Colombo today.
I joined the government only on one condition. That condition was, and I want to be very specific with you on this, I expressly told His Excellency the President that I will only join him if he continues his activities to defeat terrorism in this country. He assured me as an individual who has lost his father because of this brutal terrorism, that he will continue to defeat terrorism amidst any obstacles that lie in his path. And I am happy to note to you and tell you that he did that. And that is why we are living in a free country today, a free and united country today. My brother joined President Mahinda Rajapaksa much before I did. He joined President Rajapaksa in 2006. So, the fact that my brother joined the President Mahinda Rajapaksa, he was appointed as an organizer for Colombo North, then he was appointed as an organizer for Ampara district on the request of himself. He was appointed as the Deputy Chairman of the Shipping Corporation. So all these titles were given to him by President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Although my brother has expressed his support for General Sarath Fonseca and that there are a lot of rumors about me, I want to clarify my position with you and please tell this to all the media networks that I am supporting President Mahinda Rajapaksa and I will continue to support him. There's another reason why I strongly feel that one should not change sides during an election campaign. That I think is not a correct and a right thing to do.